All right, y'all. So a couple days ago, well, actually a couple weeks ago, I made a video called Stop Talking, Start Finishing. And in that video, I was basically encouraging people to finish what they had started, and stop talking so much about what they were going to do or talking so much about what they were doing and actually finish what they were doing. And after I made that video, it occurred to me that a lot of people might need a little bit more guidance, a little bit more hand holding than just the encouragement to finish. Sometimes people need actionable steps. Um, Actually, all the time we need actionable steps, but a lot of times people get lost in the encouragement, and then they're left with the question of, okay, I want to do this, I want to finish, but how do I finish? I'll put that video in one of these corners for reference if you want to go back and watch it. But yeah, that thought occurred to me that people might need a little bit more guidance when it comes to finishing. So I decided to make this follow-up video with 5 ways to finish. And I have my notebook. I'm going to be doing a little coaching, put my life coach hat on today. A little coaching, a little guidance, a little teaching. So yeah, here are 5 ways that I have found helpful to finish what I start. All right. So number 1, these are in no particular order, right? Just grab one and go with it, or grab all 5 and go with all 5. But number 1, build check-ins for yourself. So I am a person who, for the longest time, I kept a daily planner, an actual book that was my daily planner. I don't do that so much anymore, but I just stopped doing that maybe 2 years ago, where at the end of every year, I would buy a little moleskin calendar with a full page for each day. So it was a thick little book. And I would go to the end of that book, December 31st of whatever the year was, and I would write out a few questions for myself. Did you complete fill in the blank? Did you talk to fill in the blank? Did you connect with fill in the blank? How many people in this industry did you connect with? How many times did you do this specific thing? Whatever goals I had for that year, I would put them in the end of that book as questions. And I knew that December 31st was coming, and I was going to need to answer each of those questions. And so because I knew that those questions were on the December 31st page of that planner, it was always in the back of my mind. I'm going to have to answer these questions at the end of the year. Let me make sure I'm doing what I need to do to answer those questions in the way that I want them to be answered. So that was one way that I did that. Now, I would do it at the end of the year. You can do it at whatever frequency works for you. If you need to ask yourself those questions every 3 months, if you need to ask yourself those questions at the 6-month mark, if the year-end mark is enough for you, that's fine. If you need to ask yourself small questions once a week, go through your planner. However you plan your year, your days, your weeks, your months, however you plan that, whatever you do for yourself, go through it and actually write out or type out, if it's digital online on your phone, but type out questions that you want to be able to answer for yourself, to make sure that you are staying connected to your goals and to make sure that you are finishing what you start. So that's the first one, is build check-ins for yourself. Ask yourself questions that you're going to need to answer, and make sure that you know what you want the answer to be. If you want the answer to be, yes, I cultivated 5 connections with 5 different people in this industry, or I went to this event and I met 3 new people, got their contacts and connected with them, or I maintained my friendships by having lunch with 3 friends a month, or whatever that is, whatever the goal is for you, make sure that the questions that you are asking yourself move you in the direction to that goal. And then make sure that you actually do what's necessary to answer those questions the way you want to answer them. All right, so that's build check-ins for yourself. That's 1. Number 2, micro goals for the day. I think this is really important. I'm a big fan of a to-do list. It could be something as simple as make this video, upload this video, call this person, make sure you buy that plane ticket, make sure you book that hotel or that Airbnb, make sure that you work on that script or whatever it is. Whatever it is, work on that audition, whatever it is, I make a checklist for myself or a to-do list for myself for the day. And those are my micro goals for the day. And every time I complete one of those things, I cross it off the list. I'm a person who I like to look at my to-do list and see everything with a line through it. I love that. That just, it fills me with excitement. It fills me with excitement to see that all of the little goals that I had for the day have been achieved. And then tomorrow I can wake up and I'm not waking up with yesterday's stress of the things that I didn't do. I can wake up today and I can be fresh and rested and create a new checklist of the new things that I'm going to do that day. And you don't necessarily have to make a to-do list of every single thing, but if that is something that's going to help you, then maybe take that on. Maybe it helps to see the things that you need to do for that day. These are micro goals for the day. This isn't make $1 million today. Now, if that's your micro goal, I need to talk to you about how you're making $1 million a day. But make sure that the micro goals are things that can actually be achieved in a day. Make a list of those things, and then as you complete the list or as you complete each item, put a check mark next to it, a star, a highlighter, cross it off, whatever makes you feel good in your heart. That's how you check that off your list. Okay, so micro goals for the day. Number 3, this kind of goes along with micro goals for the day, but this is about bigger goals. Number 3 is create smaller, achievable goals. When we have big dreams, when we have big goals, we get so fixated on the big thing, and sometimes we can become overwhelmed because there's no way the big thing is going to happen today. The big thing might happen next year, in 2 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. But if we focus on the big thing, we can get overwhelmed. And so one thing that I like to do is create smaller goals for myself that I know I can achieve, because those smaller goals create a sense of winning in you. When you start beating those small goals or reaching those small goals, achieving those small goals, you start building up your confidence, your self-sufficiency, and your confidence, your self-confidence builds up, because you know, yes, I'm getting to these goals, I'm making these moves, I'm achieving the things I want to achieve, and that builds up your confidence so that you have the confidence that you need for the big goal. Okay, so I think it's really important to create smaller, actionable goals that you know you can and will achieve, so that you create that sense of winning within yourself. You create that sense of conquering within yourself, and you're achieving smaller goals on the way to the bigger goal. I think that's something that's really important, just to help build your confidence in yourself, so that you're not so bogged down by the largeness of the big goal that the weight of it feels so heavy and you're just frozen and stuck because you can't imagine actually achieving it. So that's number 3, micro goals that you know you can and will achieve. Number 4, this is helpful to a lot of people. And sometimes it's helpful in certain situations, but not other situations. And that is having an accountability partner. Now, if you are a person who knows that you need reminders, that you need someone walking alongside you, that you need someone reminding you or checking in with you about your goal, if you know you need that, get yourself an accountability partner. And sometimes you need this for certain goals and not other goals. I know a lot of people who really, really thrive when they have an accountability partner when it comes to their fitness and health goals. They need somebody to work out with them. They need to know that somebody is going to be at the gym at 5 a.m. just like they are on the treadmill or the stair climber or the bench press machine right next to them. They know that somebody's going to be calling and checking in and asking what did they eat. They know they need somebody reminding them to drink their water. They know they need somebody who they can go to dinner with who isn't going to make fun of them for skipping dessert or ordering just a salad or drinking water instead of soda or whatever. So if you know that's what you need, get yourself an accountability partner. And along with having an accountability partner, make sure that person knows what to ask you. Because it's one thing to ask somebody, hey, check in with me, or I want you to be my accountability partner for this specific goal. But that person may not necessarily know exactly the questions that they need to ask, the questions that you need to be asked to you in order to keep that accountability. So you might need to say to your accountability partner, hey, I am trying to start this business. I need you to ask me every single day exactly what I did towards the business. And then I need you to get on me if I don't give you an answer. If my answer is nothing or my answer is, well, I don't know. No, your accountability partner needs to get on you about that. So make sure you have an accountability partner if you know you need that. Make sure y'all have a conversation and really discuss. This is what I need my accountability to look like. I need you to ask me these questions. I need you to check in with me at this frequency, whether it's every day or a few times a week or even a few times a day, whatever that is. Make sure your accountability partner knows. There's a goat somewhere bleeding. Oh, it's a baby. It's over there. Anyway, there are goats everywhere and I love it. Make sure your accountability partner knows the questions that they need to ask you. Make sure that they know how often that they need to check in with you. And make sure you're being honest. And really nobody can force you to be honest but yourself. But if your accountability partner asks you, how many people did you call to make sure that your paperwork was in line for the business? And you know you needed to call 3 different people and you didn't call 3, you only called 1. Be honest and say, you know what, I didn't call the 3 people I know I needed to call. I only called 1. Don't say you called 3 when you didn't actually call 3 because that only hurts you. The goal is to get you to your goal. The goal of the accountability partner is to help get you to your goal. And the only way they're going to be able to truly be a good accountability partner is if you're actually being honest with them, because it's your goal. So at the end of the day, if you're not being honest with them, it's your goal that's not getting got. That's a technical term. It's your goal that is not being achieved. So make sure that you have an accountability partner and that you are clear with them about what they need to ask you and that you are honest with them when you answer their questions. So that's number 4. Number 5, bringing up the rear is very simple. Shh. Sometimes you need to keep it to yourself. And I'll talk about this in the last video as well. Sometimes you got to keep it to yourself. Again, we get really excited about the thing. We get really excited about the idea. We get really excited about the first step that we made. And we start talking, yapping. And we kill the momentum because we're telling too many people. And when you tell a lot of people, you are opening the door for opinions. You are opening the door for commentary that is not helpful. Okay? You are opening the door for people to just talk all over your idea. And that can kill an idea. That can kill your excitement, especially when people are not in agreement or when people have 50 questions that you don't have answers to. That can boost discouragement and not actually give you the encouragement that you need. So when you decide, I'm going to start this business, I'm going to write this book, I'm going to go back to school to get this degree, I'm going to pursue this career, I'm going to pursue fitness, whatever the goal is, whatever the thing is, man, oh man, oh man, sometimes you got to keep it to yourself. And that doesn't mean keep it a secret, that means keep it private. There's a difference between secrecy and privacy, because when it comes to privacy, you're actually telling people who you know are going to help you, like your accountability partner, people who you know are going to be on your side, people who you know are going to encourage you, and people who you know you need to assist you. That's privacy. That's not keeping it a secret, oh, because I'm not proud of it, or I'm not sure what people are going to say. That's secrecy. People keep secrets when they're not proud of what they're doing, when they're not excited about what they're doing, when they're not sure about what they're doing. When you are sure, when you are proud, when you are excited, but you know you need to protect the baby, you keep that private. Just like when you find out you're pregnant, you don't tell the whole world, at least, well, some people do, but maybe don't do that. When you are starting out and you're starting small and you don't have anything to show but the idea, that's your baby. That's your little nugget of a baby. And you got to protect the baby until the baby is old enough and fully formed enough to be out in the world and be okay. So, man, shh, stop talking so much. There's a saying that says, loose lips sink ships. And I think you can figure out what that means. But if not, what that means is that you flapping your gums, you flapping your lips will sink whatever ship of an idea that you have will be sunk by all the mouths talking about it. Because you tell everybody, and then everybody tells their version of the story to somebody else, and then all those people tell their version of the story to somebody else, and before you know it, you have a really bad game of telephone happening. If you don't know what the game of telephone is, I'm gonna let you Google that. But I think it's important to keep things private until it is time. You know, people have an idea for a business and they done bought the domain name, they got the Instagram page, the Facebook page, the email address, the web domain, all the things, but you don't have the first product. You don't have the first thing, but you got all of these things and you've just thrown them out into the world. And now here's the thing that happens when you start talking prematurely. You now open yourself up to criticisms, opinions, and eyes that are going to be expecting something. And when people do not get, when people do not see, when people cannot observe that the thing is actually happening, then they start forming opinions about you. And when you do that, when you start shouting it from the rooftops and then the thing doesn't happen, you're actually teaching people not to believe what you say. When you put all these ideas into the world and you start telling people all the things you're going to do, and you start creating domains and all of these things for people to see the idea before it's fully formed and before it has come into the world, you are teaching people not to believe you when it doesn't happen. And the problem with, well, that's a problem in and of itself, but an even bigger problem with that is that every time someone sees you putting your idea out there, they've already been trained, oh, they're not going to finish. I'm not going to take that seriously because they're not going to follow through. Give it some time, it'll fade, and the next thing will come. And you really don't want that to be your legacy. You don't want not finishing to be your legacy. So if you're just starting out with the spark of an idea, let it form, get started, get moving, produce something first, and then you can start telling people when the time is right, hey, look, I'm doing this thing, or I did this thing. I've done all I can do by myself. Now I'm at the stage where I need this person, and I need that person. I need help. I need assistance. I need a staff. I need a team, whatever it is. But keep it quiet until the time is right. If you're so excited that you got to tell somebody, get yourself a nice little journal and journal or tell the people who need to know, who you know are going to help you, guide you, pray with you, pray for you. But don't shout it out to the world until it's time. So keep it quiet. So those are my 5 ways to finish. I hope these were helpful for you. If so, put a comment below. And if you have other ways to keep yourself accountable so that you finish what you start, let me know what some of those things are. You never know, your idea or your way of getting to the finish line might help somebody who reads your comment down the line, or might even help me. So I hope those were helpful to you. If you don't know me by now, I'm Tryphena Wade. I am a professional actor, Broadway, TV, and film. I am a certified master of life coach. Today you got the life coach. And I'm also a globetrotter. And currently I am in Ghana. And you probably hear the bleeding goats outside of my hotel. I'll talk to y'all next time. Peace.